Okay, hello everybody. My name is Blessings Mosugu, and today is the D-Day. I'm sure you've been seeing the adverts, the flyers about our Insta Live chat with one of your favorite actors and, of course, the CEO of Vinci Hair. Now, before I go deep into that, today is Vinci Hair Abuja Clinic Abuja Open, and in other words, it's the relaunch of Vinci Hair Clinic in Abuja. Now, for those who don't know what Vinci Hair is or who we are, Vinci Hair Clinic is a global restoration brand that comprises of 40 clinics in 14 countries. Now, permit me to say that it's the biggest hair restoration brand in the world. Now, we have all these clinics across 6 continents worldwide with extensive experience in restoring hair loss, different methods, different treatment plans. And in Africa, 3 of these clinics are in Accra, in Lagos, where I am currently, and in Abuja, which has their opening today. So that's basically what Vinci Hair is, and today is what we're celebrating is Abuja's open day, official relaunch of the Abuja Vinci Hair Clinic. Now, this live session aims to be very conversational. We want you to understand what hair loss is. Over the years, there's been a lot of talks about hair loss, and so many people have been ashamed of it. Now, I want to tell you that you are not defined by your hair loss. I'm going to read something to you shortly. But first of all, I just want to tell you that if you have anyone who is battling hair loss, or you want people to learn more about hair loss, please take out just 1 minute to send this link to your friends, to your family, so they can join in and learn a lot more about hair loss and how to restore your hair. Okay, so while I wait for you to do that, please don't forget, it's a conversational session, and I want you to send in questions if you have any. There's some questions that I will read out during the course of the live session, and there's some questions that I'm going to wait till towards the end to read out, but all your questions will be addressed by our guests. In no time, I'll be bringing them in, but right now, let me just read this to you shortly. Now, hair loss is a common condition among individuals of varying degree, irrespective of your social status, your age, or your pedigree. However, it is also a topic regarded as private and personal, and most individuals tend not to disclose their issues or challenges that they face because of course, the stigma and the dragging on social media these days about the hair loss. We know what happened with Will Smith's wife recently, and a lot of people took to that and started coming out about their hair loss. So we are trying to raise the awareness now that hair loss is not so much of a bad thing, and it has a solution. That's the best thing you can do is to come out with your problems, and you never can tell if there's a solution. And now we are telling you proudly that there is a solution, and Vinci Hair has that solution. Now, anyways, with limited information, people try different variation of treatments without understanding the underlying cause of this disorder. And that's why we're here today, to inform you, not just create the awareness of hair loss, we're also going to inform you how to go about restoring your hair, and definitely we're going to help you through that journey. If you've never heard about Vinci Hair Clinic, you've been missing out a lot. Now, through the years, public figures have been placed on a pedestal, especially with their looks and their appearances, and they are expected to meet a certain beauty standard that we place on them, and that's the danger of social media these days. Now, hair has also been an important part of an individual's appearance and even confidence, but hair loss has also become an issue of growing concern even amongst society's finest. Now, there's so many reasons for hair loss, so many reasons why people suffer these hair loss, and they don't understand why, and they don't know how to treat it, and that's where we come in. So you see now that Vinci Hair Clinic is a total package. We help you understand the problem, we help you discover that there is a problem, we help you understand the problem, and also we help you treat the problem and even follow up. So it's a whole package on its own. So once again, let me remind you that during the course of this session, feel free to ask any question that you've been meaning to ask about hair loss, about your hair restoration generally. And please don't forget to send the link to your friends, to your family. Thank you so much for joining in. I see all of you. Joe, Lumula, I see you. Samara for you. I see you. Masiana, thank you so much. In no time, I'll be bringing in our guests. Please prepare your questions, prepare your hearts be open-hearted, and definitely after the live we're going to save it somewhere and maybe probably post it so eventually you can refer to it. But right now I need you to pay attention, because this might just be the session that will change your life. I mean, the journey of your hair. So please, it's an interactive class. Feel free to ask any question whatsoever, and our experts will be here. And for those of you who are lovers of Kannywood, we have a guest for you. If you've seen the flyer, then you know who I'm talking about. If you haven't, then it's a surprise. So just stay tuned. I'll be bringing in the guest very soon once the requests join. But in the meantime, I'll go back to reading now. While all these have a bearing on individual knowledge and understanding of the matter, the influence of the media cannot be ignored. So I'm sure for those who have suffered hair loss in the past, there are times when you've been reluctant to maybe post a picture where your hair was showing, or even go out with your friends with your natural hair. A lot of people who have so many wigs, I have a friend who jokes about it that if you have so many wigs, it means that there's something wrong with your hair. But I'm here to tell you that it is not a problem anymore. Your solution is here. All you have to do is be here right now so that you can get the information that we are about to disseminate. And also, don't get this alone. Please share the link to the live. Just click on the live, share the link with your friends, whoever you want, even those who don't have hair issues. I mean, they just might know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that has issues with their hair and needs restoration. We're here for you, and we will be answering your questions shortly. So without further ado, I'm going to be bringing in my guests. But before that, I will just shortly read in their profiles so that you can know who and who we're bringing in. So we have our guest. We have Mr. Ayo Otubanjo, and he is the Africa Regional CEO for Vinci Hair Clinic. Now, if you've had your hair session, you know that Vinci Hair is amazing. The CEO in Africa is Mr. Ayo Otubanjo. And of course, the big surprise I told you about, we have our Kannywood actor, Yakubu Mohammed. I know a lot of you are fans of him, so in no time you'll be seeing him join us right now. So without much talk, let me bring them in. Please just hold on. So don't forget, send in your questions, whatever you have to ask, whatever has been basically bothering you about hair and hair loss. Just send in your questions. Okay, I'm trying to, all right, here we go. All right, so we have our guest, Mr. Ayo Otubanjo, the Africa Regional CEO for Vinci Hair Clinic, and of course we have our Kannywood actor, Yakubu Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you. People have been waiting to see you, so yeah, I told them it's a big surprise. So welcome. And
I'm not surprised. Mr. Yakubu is a surprise.
Well, you both are the surprises. Once again, congratulations on the opening of the Abuja clinic.
Thank you.
All right, so without further ado, I've told our audience that if they have any questions, they should ask. So in the course of the conversation, I'm going to be answering, raising the questions, so there will be answers by both of you. And then some of the questions that can wait towards the end of the live session will definitely wait till then. So without waiting too further, I'll just like us to go ahead. So my first question will be directed at Mr. Ayo, and that is, what is hair loss and how important is hair to one's appearance and confidence?
It's very important. I mean, you cannot emphasize it enough. I mean, and I'm talking to you, you probably think I'm bald, but I'm just somebody who prefers to have a shaved look. It's just a style that is mine, and I enjoy it. But I've got a very distinct hairline and all that. But for a lot of people, having hair is a very important thing, because if you think about it, your hairline is what frames your face. And your hairline is basically the start of where your hair is. So when you start going bald and you start losing that hairline, there's a strange feeling. I don't know how to describe it. You just don't look yourself. you don't look yourself, and you're very conscious, you're very self-conscious, about how other people perceive you. So self-esteem issues comes in, lack of confidence comes in, and then if you then, if you're somebody that's in the public eye, like Mr. Yakubu here, who is a famous popular actor, your appearance is everything. In a way, it's everything. Would you say so?
Yeah. Especially when we appear on the television every day. On a good day, they try to cover some stuff so that you don't.
You don't show.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Yakubu, how important it is. Having your hair as a public figure, you're a celebrity. So I wanted to ask you how important it is to have your hair, both for men and for women.
Well, it's just like what the doctor said. It's actually overemphasized. It's very, very necessary for somebody who appears on the screen, and people get to meet him on a good day, on your reality. So you need to, just like what I started saying, like on television, the makeup artist can decide to just give you a different look. But in reality, people need to see you like the real you. When they realize that you have you yourself, like inside of you, you have some things that you wouldn't want people to see. It makes you, when you try to run away or you try to dodge them. So it's very necessary. You try to address all those things. And we're happy Vinci is here. If you have any thing that has to do with that, uncomfortability, they're there to serve it better.
Yes, it is. And it's funny how for every other thing that makes people inferior in their bodies can be hidden, but for your hair, it's something that is out there, and it's hard to hide it. Yes, even sometimes women can say the excuse they have is their wigs, but wigs are tiring as well. You can't be wearing one wig all the time, so you just have to come out with your hair, at one point. All right, so that leads me to my next question. Mr. Ayo, what exactly is this campaign about, I Am Not My Hair Loss, and why are you doing it?
Right, yes. It's a very creative hashtag, if you don't mind me saying so, because your hair loss should not define you. It really shouldn't define you. You're more than your hair loss, and this is why we're here, to help you to get back to who you really are. And who you really are is somebody that has a full head of hair, who looks the best at all times. I'm not my hair loss means I'm more than what I'm currently going through, and I could look a lot better. And I am resolving to look a lot better. And this is one reason why you need to come to Vinci Hair Clinic, to have a solution.
Okay, now let me ask Mr. Yakubu this question. For an everyday person, for individuals generally, how do you think that hair loss affects people? Do you think it has a psychological effect, an emotional effect? Do you think it has an effect on individuals, like people who go about every day, with their hair and all of that? How do you think it affects people losing their hair?
It's just like what we've been saying. Looking good is a good business. Looking good is premium. You just have to appear good. You have to appear, anywhere you want to. You're taking yourself to. You should be able to, appear without any feeling of inferiority. You understand? You don't become inferior in the presence of people that you're trying to make. So it affects people when they realize that they are going bald. They don't have that hairline. They are not looking so spectacular. The way they ought to be. It affects them. So that's why sometimes some people would like to go behind in the background, to stay in the background, and results for representation. So it affects them psychologically and emotionally. There are some places that you need to be there, but because of the fact that you think you have that, I won't call it deformity, but you don't have that the thing that you're supposed to have. You understand? So you just say, okay, let me just stay back, and let somebody go. So it affects people, and I'm sure, with the Vinci Hair Clinic that is now on board to be able to address this, I think people should be able to patronize them, get into their website, get in touch, so that they're able to address what you have, the problems that you think you have.
Okay, so let's still stay on that topic now, Mr. Yakubu. Do you think, as a celebrity that you are, I'm still going to keep referring to that because everybody here loves you, so do you think that celebrities like you should come out more. It's not easy. A lot of people try to hide the fact that they are struggling with hair loss. But do you think in this time and age, people have to come out more about their hair problems so they can get solutions?
It is very, very necessary. It is very, very necessary. A few days when I started posting these things on my Instagram and my social media handles, a lot of them, my colleagues, have started actually asking me, like, how do you go about it? I was just talking with a celebrity that has a daughter, that was actually asking me about the hair loss that her daughter is about 2 years old, and the hair is not there, which the doctor has already explained to me, and I passed that information to her. So I think my colleagues should be able to come on board, present themselves. It's not a big deal, but you can actually say it. We have to be open. Because if you keep it to yourself because you feel you're ashamed or you don't want to discuss it, it's going to go like that. And in the long run, which you're not paying for that, you start getting less appearances. Because within you, just like what I've said in the past, just a few minutes ago, you'll be, I'm not looking to go, I have hair loss. I don't want people to see it. I don't want the bros to take it, that this is the way my head is. I don't have it. You understand? It affects you in the long run. So I think it's very necessary. It's not something that you are ashamed of. It can just come up, come out, say it the way it is, so that the solution can be tabled before them.
And also, before I ask Mr. Ayo the next question, I would also like to say that for celebrities who have had their hair restored, I think some of them try to hide the fact that they battled with hair loss before and now it's been restored. So people that follow them don't actually know that there is a solution to hair loss. That's another awareness that should be going on. For celebrities who know the solution to hair loss, who have been through that and have had their hair restored, they should be able to tell people, okay, this is what happened to me, this is what I faced, and this is what I was able to do to get the solution. I mean, this here is here for you. So all you have to do as celebrities is to open up. Yes, open up about the struggle, but also open up about the solution you got, so that people who follow you can know that there is a solution to your struggles. Exactly. So, Mr. Ayo, I would like to ask you this. In summary, can you just briefly walk us through some very few of the processes, because so many people will be wondering what exactly can be done about hair loss. So in just very few words, what exactly are some of the solutions to hair loss?
Okay. Can I just very quickly, before I answer your question, just go back to what you just said about celebrities being more open?
Oh, yes.
I think it's a cultural issue in Nigeria that celebrities try to hide the hair loss, because if you look in the U.S., we've talked about Will Smith's Jada Smith, who's been very open about her battles with alopecia. We talked about other actresses that have had issues with hair loss. So I think it's a cultural thing. But I think we need to encourage more celebrities to be open, because they are role models for the vast majority of the population. So I think it will be a good thing for them to be more open, and also for them to say, look, there is a solution. So don't just hide yourself away. If something is bothering you, come out. Let's tell you where you can go and have a solution. Okay? Sorry, I just wanted to make that point.
Yes,
sorry. Sorry, can you repeat your question again?
Okay. All right. So
sorry.
Now we're telling people that there is a solution to hair loss, and I'm sure so many people here are wondering what exactly can be done about it. I mean, you've lost your hair, you've lost your hair. So can you just tell us, like in few words, some of the treatments we have here at Big Hair Clinic that can be offered?
Okay, so we offer the full range of medical treatments for hair loss, depending on what type of hair loss you're experiencing. So we have medication, usually for people who are at the very early stage of alopecia, right through to some therapies that we deploy in the clinic, such as platelet-rich plasma therapy, mesotherapy, corticosteroid injections, and also you've got the cosmetic procedure, usually popular with men who are extensively bald, scalp pigmentation. And at the very end of that treatment spectrum, you have the surgical transplant of hair or hair follicles. So, there are solutions there for virtually most people, depending on the extent of the hair loss, the stage at which they are in the hair loss condition. So there's always a solution for most people.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ayo, for that. Also, I would still like to ask you, Mr. Ayo, what role do you think can the society and the media, especially social media, what role do you think they can play in hair loss awareness and controlling the stigma? Because we see a lot of stigmatization. For someone to come out these days and say they're struggling with not just hair loss, with mental issues, with so many things, the first thing they're afraid of is the stigma that will be attached to it. They feel like it's so many years, social media will not forget, and they will still tag you with that problem. So what role do you think the society can play and the media can play to curb this stigma?
I think the media could play a huge role, and this is one of the reasons why I've been on so many TV shows, radio shows. I've written several articles in newspapers over the years, about this condition, so that people know that it's nothing to be ashamed of, that there is a solution for them. And I think the media can do more in terms of education, because there are several myths out there, several misconceptions out there. I mean, one patient came to the consulting room with me a few years ago, and she was in tears, about her alopecia, and thought it was a spiritual attack. And I had to reassure her that it's nothing like that. It's a spiritual attack. It's caused by a condition. I explained the condition to her, and I told her what we can do for her. And she left feeling really reassured and confident, despite all the things that people have said to her. So that is the role the media can play, to educate people and to make them feel at ease, that look, I'm not my hair loss.
Okay. Now, Mr. Yakubu, from your own end, how tough would you say it is for a celebrity to actually come out to admit that they have these problems? Because I think we need to deal with that, because it may not be easy. We're just saying we're encouraging them to come out. So from your end, what are the fears that celebrities have? What are the things that hinder them from actually coming out to admit that, okay, this thing is a problem for me and I need to fix it?
Yeah, I think it has to do with perception, how the society, how the people are going to look at it, how some of the producers are going to look at it. Especially I'm talking from the angle of actors. Like some producers are saying, okay, this person, you don't have this, you don't have that, I'm able to feature you in my movie, you understand, some of the fears. But I feel it's nothing. I mean, it's not you, it's not about you, it's about reality. This is me, this is the way I am, and I need help. And once I'm going to go that lane of the doctor, when he says it's not, your hair loss is not you. It's just a condition that can, if you open up, you can be given help. Somebody will help you. And by extension, you're going to creating awareness that there's something not just about hair loss, about so many things that are not too in tune with, like people are not too in tune with. Like when you speak about something, I mean, you are looking for solutions. If you keep it to yourself, it's going to continue eating it up. So what I feel is they are actually scared of one losing, streets or endorsement or something. And another thing is losing people, because what we do is all about appearance, just like what I've said.
So the fear of losing followers.
So people were looking at you like, oh, this person, I've seen him in television, he looks this and that, I've seen him in reality, now he's seeing that he doesn't have this and that. I intended to, to want to look out for him, I want to meet him, but since this is the way he is, and let me just, channel my whatever to another person. So these are some of the fears, but I think it's not a big deal. People should come out and say it the way it is, because solutions are found. They are in our, before us. You can actually come out, speak about it. I have hair loss. I have this condition. I need help. So by so doing, you are encouraging other people to speak about anything that they feel is not too, they are not too in tune with. Not just about hair loss, about so many. If it is something that is bothering me, I speak about it. I come out and talk about it. You are encouraging another person to follow that same terrain. So I feel it's yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Yakubu. Now, it really isn't a big deal, just like you said. And like Mr. Ayes said, I think it really is a cultural concern here in Nigeria, because as a role model, people should see both the good side and the bad side, the things you struggle with and the things that are achievements to you. And that's why people in the Western countries and, all over the world, you see them posting images of them falling off on stage, because they want to encourage someone that they're not almighty, they're not all the way up there. They still have, the general struggles that normal people have. Thank you so much so far. It's been amazing. But let me just remind our audience and our viewers that please share the link of this live video. There might be someone out there who doesn't know about this that really needs it. Also, I see your comments, and we will need to have more constructive questions. I see some questions, and we need more questions that actually require answer. So please keep the questions coming in. And this is to let you know, in case you didn't know, that there is a 50% discount going on in Abuja right now due to the relaunch of the Abuja clinic. So don't miss out on that. Just stay tuned till the end, and I'll give you more information. And let's go ahead, Mr. Ayo, talking about the relaunch of the Abuja clinic. What would you say is the difference?
Well, we've never really, I mean, we've been in Abuja for over 5 years now, and we've never really focused on the northern part of Nigeria for perhaps, lack of focus on our part. And this is really the time for us to relaunch the Abuja clinic with a specific focus on the northern part of Nigeria, because hair loss is everywhere. Affects every people. So that's what's different now in Abuja clinic, a more focused attention to people in the north who are having challenges with hair loss. In the past, we've basically done campaigns and marketing and publicity nationwide. But I think there are some subtle differences in the north which we haven't really taken account of. Now we're addressing those.
Okay, also talking about the services, what are the different services that are now being offered in the Abuja clinic?
Well, the Abuja clinic, the way we operate all over the world, I mean, all our 50 clinics in 15 countries, so we don't have an operating theater in each of the clinics. We have centers that all refer their patients to the surgical operating theaters. So everybody that needs surgery or hair transplant surgery would have to come to Lagos. But all the other treatments I mentioned earlier are accessible here in the Abuja clinic. So that is really the main difference between the clinics, because it's not cost effective for us to have operating theaters in every single clinic. It just doesn't make sense. So we have clinics, we have a center of excellence, and then we have clinics that all use that center of excellence. And Lagos is our flagship clinic for Nigeria and indeed for West Africa.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Yakubu, what can you say to your fans here about Vinci Hair Clinic?
Okay, what I will tell them is Vinci is here to stay, is here to help you. You can actually, the address is there. It's not something to be ashamed of. I keep saying it. It's something, just if you have any hair loss issue, okay, we are here in Abuja, Vinci is in Abuja, you can just come on board. There's some people that are going to attend to you.
Mr. Yakubu, I think you were saying something. I'm sorry. I think
yeah, talking about like you can actually come to Vinci office here in Abuja, we see too. Okay. The address is there on our social media handles. I'll just come explain to the people that you're going to meet here exactly what you do. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be. They come today. I'm here. All right.
Okay, guys. So you heard it. Hurry up, get dressed. You see your favorite carnival actor. So you will tell us our especially for today, because when they see you, they can't come back. All right. Okay, so Mr. Ayo, I would also like to ask this very important question. Now, we know that so many people are suffering different levels of hair problems, but the sad thing is they don't exactly know what to call it. They don't know what category it falls under. So the question now is, how can someone determine which of the treatment procedures is fitting for their hair problems?
Well, I mean, they don't have to do that themselves. I mean, that's why we're here. And we offer a free consultation. I mean, we're the only medical establishment
that free consultation
that offer a free consultation. We don't charge. You just walk in here, you sit, you talk. We'll diagnose what your hair loss type is. We'll tell you what caused it. And then we'll also tell you what treatment options are available to you. So it's really value that we're giving people for free. The only thing you have to pay for is when you agree to go and have treatment or buy the medication. So, no one needs to try and figure out, what type of alopecia they're experiencing. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're specialists. We're the ones with the knowledge, and we're the ones that have the experience and the knowledge to be able to diagnose what their alopecia is and what can be done about it.
Okay. All right. And I think this is the final question from my end. We have some questions that were here, so I noted them down and I'm going to ask. Well, the final question from here is, how does the Abuja clinic compare to Vinci Hair Clinic in Lagos and other parts of Africa?
Well, there's no difference in the setup of Abuja Clinic and Lagos Clinic, except obviously Lagos Clinic is the flagship clinic. It's much bigger, and that's where our operating theaters and the surgical team are based. Apart from that, it's the same standard of service you get here in Abuja as you would get in Dubai or in our London clinics or in Lagos. So, as the standard of our service is uniform across all our different clinics all over the world, because we're all trained to the same level, and so there really isn't that much. The only difference in Abuja is you could only have non-surgical treatments here. You can't have surgery here, but all the follow-ups after your surgery can be done here.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayo, and thank you, Mr. Akubu. Mr. Akubu, I hope you're with your pen because you're going to be signing a lot of autographs today. I told them to get ready. They're coming to see you. All right. Thank you so much. But before we let you go, we still have a few questions about the Vinci Hair Clinic and the promo. I think a lot of people are interested in the promo. So someone is asking if there is a discount and how long does the discount last?
Well, today we're offering a 50% discount for anyone that walks into the Abuja Clinic. It's an open day, but we can always look at people, even after today, who might be interested in any of our services. So don't be put off if you, for whatever reason, you can't make it today. You can still come some other time. But there is a guaranteed 50% discount today for anybody that walks into the clinic.
All right, great. And I think the next question is, which is the last question actually, it says the hair transplant is done in what state? Because I think some people are confused about the Abuja and the Lagos, so they want to know where exactly the hair transplant is done.
Okay. The hair transplant surgery is done in Lagos. Like I said, that's where we have our operating theaters, and that's where the surgical team are based. So it's done in Lagos, but Abuja Clinic does everything, all the treatments I mentioned earlier, with the exception of the surgery. So anybody requiring hair transplant surgery would have to travel to our Lagos clinic.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Now, I just want to point out to our audience that the discount, like Mr. Ayo said, ends today. So please do not procrastinate. Get dressed right now. Get up. In fact, before I end this live session, get up and go get your discount. Mr. Yakubu, we've assigned you the task of being the receptionist for today, so it's going to be really best to sign your autograph. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ayo Otubanjo, the African Regional CEO for Vinci Hair Clinic, and our celebrity, our favorite carnival celebrity, Yakubu Mohammed. It really was a pleasure having this conversation, and I am sure that everybody has learned something today, and I'm sure that they're getting ready as we speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this live program. We are still available to get your questions. Please send in your questions to our Instagram DM if there's something you need clarification about. We're here to answer your questions. If you think the questions are unnecessary or unreasonable, just ask the questions. And don't forget, there is a free consultation. We're the only ones that offer free consultation, so you don't want to joke with that. And there's a 50% discount going on today. So get dressed, get ready, and head on to Vinci Hair Clinic Abuja. And if you're in Lagos, start getting ready to come for your free consultation, and we'll take it off from there. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Blessings Mosugu, and it's been a pleasure. Don't forget, we're still available to get your questions